a hunger for genius. I have never been hungry for more than an hour, so please excuse the ineptitude, the presumption of this poem, the want of power. I am an unequal surrogate for one who would tell of hunger from its direct experience. But she is absent, her poems unwritten, and we are the poorer. She would have been the finest poet of her generation. Instead, she knew not just hunger, but starvation. Her body, mind, and spirit shriveled ere they could bloom. She died not in a house or a hospital room, but outside in heat and dust, because none but the flies knew who she was. She was but a tiny girl of 9, with bloated belly and arms and legs as thin as twine. Her mind had homed a genius fire to learn, to create, to imagine the sweetness of 1,000 possibilities. She will not be honored now, nor will anyone know or care. Her mother's fingers tangled, tender in her hair. She died of hunger, her mother of despair. She was Kurdish, Tutsi, Afghanistani, Brazilian, Armenian, Azerbaijani, Chinese, Iraqi, Palestinian, and yes, she was American. At the end, she did not think of food. The pain was too intense. Yet there was no blood. Her body devoured itself in self-cannibalism, a slow and painful feast. The starving body is an implacable, uncomprehending beast. How many Mozarts, Picassos, Curies, Einsteins, Dickinsons have we lost to hunger? How many unknown geniuses has the earth sucked under? Excuse the ineptitude of this poem. It is a partial penance, though without consolation, for I have seen the eyes of hunger and of desperation and done nothing. The next poem is from Soulscapes section of Scapes. Threnody in Winter. A threnody is a song of lament for the dead. Its epigraph is walking in the woods after visiting the Houston Holocaust Museum. The gaunt moon makes its cold nest in the wind. A grumpy toad hunkers in a lost summer shoe. Late daisies limp into winter on toothless unicycles. Sandhills bow the sky, croaking southlessly. A sweet gum's yellow star abruptly finds my chest, then desperately rejoins the leaf storm. A few new mushrooms struggle bravely up through decayed manure like naked children. Skeletal trees ensnarled by thorn vines frighten even the sparrows. An abandoned barn pile, still smoldering, exhales smoke flows like writhing souls. Pine cone cantatas whisper, Dies Irae, song of death on the day of wrath, as they scatter thousands of tiny fallen angels' wings. Now the woods, the wind, the birds are silent. Soon it will rain, the rain of forgetting, nor will the wind remember, but the earth will always know the truth. Here is a short science-based poem from my award-winning chapbook, Counting Backward from Infinity. Star hearts. Exploded hearts of splendid stars, we were before the dinosaurs, both swarming primordial seas and creatures which swam in these. We were mountains, flowing winds, and trees, and paramecia and glaciers. our atoms' infinite combinations, permutations, transmigrations, make us the consummation of all that went before. We alone of all creation know from whence we came. 12 billion years to reach this station. But what's time's arrow's aim? Now I'll read 3 poems from The Quantum Uncertainty of Love, the subtitle of which is Poetry of the Entanglement of Science, Philosophy, and Spirit. The title of the first poem is In Case of Emergency, Read Poem. That's what was written on the old man's scrawny chest when I ripped open his shirt to give him CPR. I read it several times as I did the useless chest compressions. The message read, "Thank you, friend, for your concern. May your kindness here much kindness earn. This body's not mine, it's just a loner. My whole life long I've sought its owner. Now that I've left its tenancy, perhaps its owner will find me. I've tried to love all fellow beings, to know all knowing, to see all seeing, to move the world with truth and beauty. I failed, of course, in that great duty. But trying always is the thing, the world and we perfectioning. Now kindly pass along this poem and let your body be its home." End note, written from a tattoo parlor. I read the following poem to a woman at a teacher's conference. She said it calmed her mind and heart just listening to it. She also bought the book. The title is Cosmic Consciousness. Decide to see the beauty of everything, for it is there, just behind your eyes. Decide to be only in this eternal present moment, for this is where joy resides. Decide to release your fear and desire, that you may float upon the all-pervading air of love. Decide to stand under the arch between good and evil, that you may understand. Decide to accept your oneness with the cosmos, which is our only true self. Decide to be the love that sustains our evolving cosmic consciousness. Realize that all decision is illusion. Relax. You are already here now. My final poem was written in response to the September 11th tragedy, and it has become sort of my signature poem. The title is Learn Love. We watch fire like a sudden golden flower bloom upon a glistering spire, and we weep, though we all are fire, sun-spun, spirit-sparked, burning with fear and with desire. And yet, we are asleep. When will we learn that money will not buy, force will not persuade, religion will not save, time will not conceal? When will we learn that love is not the most important thing? Love is the only important thing. Thank you, and my best wishes for all your poetic endeavors.